And welcome back, everybody. We're gonna have our third series, Vicious versus Kulenovići. And for Team Vicious, the only thing that I know about the team is that they go for a lot of physical plays. I'm not really sure if we're gonna see that again because I remember like I only got to see it once, so this is the second time I believe I get to cast Vicious. So if you guys know me, well, I'm a huge fan of those physical plays, so it's always gonna be entertaining for me. And hopefully we're gonna see more of that for Vicious. But for Kulenovići, I think they're also one of the best teams out there. I believe they're like on the top of the standings right now. Maybe like not on top three, but they're still having a really good finish. Maybe so far to the Rocket Championship Season 4. But anyway, now we're gonna be starting our game one. It's gonna be Fritzo. Maybe trying to carry the ball all over. Now Jacob. And the transition, just Jacob getting a demo, maybe on his way to use his flip. Not sure if that was calculated, but still, like maybe another demo for Vicious, so they're not really complaining. This could be only the start, and now Valen G just looking for the double tap. He gets it. What a way to start a series. Starting off with a lot of confidence. It was all just a solo play. Even the defender didn't even have enough time to react to it. For Vicious, this is a really good start for the team. So even if that was just a solo play, it still could be huge for them, and I think that's going to be helping up the mentality as well. Valenji once again already up in the air, but not going to be on target. And now Azur with the follow, it's going to be cleared by Fritzo. Now we're seeing just rule number 2. It's just a car deadlock, even though it's not head-to-head, but still. They're just not letting go of that rule at all. I just really got to respect those players, Jacob and Fritzo. And now it's going to be all up to Azur, just maybe looking for a carry. It's still going to be dropping down. And the team isn't breaking the rule at all. And now Star-Lord is there to tie up the game. They're still, even though he knows the ball is going in, he's not letting go. We can see that G, he just maybe respond. He just tried to go for the boost. Or just maybe to see what's going on right there in the corner. But Star-Lord, he was there having an open net, and they just managed to respond back. And once again, the game is tied up. And I'm sure that I'm gonna be getting maybe a lot of people to be calling me out for saying that it is rule number 2. Well, yeah, it is rule number 2 because Turbo Pulsar himself, he just confirmed it. It is rule number 2. So I believe the battle has been settled already. So yeah, to me it is rule number 2. And hopefully that's not gonna be upsetting a lot of people for saying this. Really good passing play from Fritzo, just stopping the ball, killing the momentum, and Seno's there for the follow. And the lead goes to be stolen. Even though Violently was right in the middle, when just the ball was aimed at as well. It just couldn't really get any kind of contact in the ball, and that's gonna be 2-1 on the board. Now Violent G, maybe with the midfield pass, it's gonna be Sarlord just immediately killing the ball and just putting it somewhere else. We're seeing a lot of aerials right now from both teams. So you definitely want to expect a high level pressure. They're like even going for so many aerials, and a very impressive shot from Fritz, so couldn't really get it in though. It just bounced it all the way out to the crossbar. Now Cena with a shot, it's gonna be to Fritzo. Maybe it was a pass, but still couldn't really get anything done. Now Valen G have to work with a clear. Just barely any boost remaining, couldn't really get anything that is effective for his team. Yet they're still showing a really good sign of ball control so far. So even though they're just not really getting the clear, yet they're still able to control the pace and just able to hold it to the ball. And just instead of giving away possession, it's gonna be Sano getting a really nice read off the backboard. It just a huge miss from the backboard coming from Jacob. It just couldn't really put the ball out of danger. And there was Sino is there to punish for that mistake. So that's gonna be 3-1 right now. We're not seeing anything else from the offense from the blue team right now, which is vicious. Now it's gonna be Jacob. He's trying to rely on the bounce. It's not gonna be there. And just once again, Jacob was there for the shot, but Fritzo, really good defense, and the way he was just looking really calm and just not even panicking on the shot. He was able to think very clearly and managed to get a save from that kind of play. So this is a really good kind of defensive play we're seeing from Kulenovići. This is also one of the teams that is known to start off with a lot of early pressure, even though it didn't start that way for Kulenovići, but just right now it is really showing how they're able to have so many shots on target and also able to defend and not even panic at all. And it's gonna be Violent G once again getting a read up in the air, just making it 2 for his team. 46 seconds left. I'm not sure if that's gonna be possible for the team, but this is a really good play. Jacob just put the ball on the backboard and Violent G was already sky high and just getting the read done. It is just really impressive how the team is looking really comfortable to go for so many aerials and even free jumps like that kind of plays. Not sure if that's how it's gonna be like, but Sellout is there to respond back and once again just make it 2 goals difference and just denying that kind of chance they were about to have to even tie up the game. And now just 35 seconds, I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough for them to score 2 more goals. So for Kulenovići, they're already off with a good start, and the setting for Vicious, by the way. So it just both teams are looking really good, but for Kulenovići, they're just looking really good in the offense right now. Time is just slowly running out, so it seems like it's gonna be a game for Kulenovići. Violent G once again with another pre-jump, just trying to get a team pinch. They get a team pinch as well. It just wasn't really on target though. It was definitely getting the perfect power that they were looking for, but the accuracy wasn't really there. And I think it's really difficult to be getting those team pinches, especially with their like aerials. It's really difficult to get them, but this is really impressive how Vicious are playing. Like I'm already liking their kind of playstyle. So they're just like almost beating Kulenovići to every ball in the air. Even though they just lost this game, they're just still looking like a solid team. So not really sure how it's gonna be like in the next games, but both teams are looking really good. So I would predict a tie series from this, even though it just looked like maybe Kulenovići just winning like every time they're just able to shut down and just shut down the offense and have these kind of counter attacks. There's just I don't know. I would definitely expect a draw because both teams are looking really good and both are really good at something that makes them unique. So I'm hoping to see maybe more demos coming from Vicious, but I'm still fine with those getting like double taps and pre-jumps to be going on. It is still very risky to go for pre-jumps, but for Kulenovići, this seems like maybe, okay, they're just getting beat to the ball, but they're still able to have something else that they're really good at. So we're seeing a fair amount of pros and cons from both teams. And it just really makes it difficult to predict the results from the series. Really good start from Kulenovići, and this is exactly what I've been talking about, is that they're able to start with early pressure, but now it just backfires really hard at them. And they just Azure booming the ball from defense to offense really quick, even though Fritzo was close, yet he was unable to make a save happen. They started with a pressure that I was talking about, but it just maybe not the one that would be counting in the board, but that was a really impressive counter attack from the blue team, which is vicious. Now Jacob trying to get the read of the wall. Couldn't really get anything better than that, but still just doing a good job at trying to extend the control furthermore and for a longer time as well for Vicious. It's gonna be another pre-jump play coming from Vicious, which was quite risky like I was said earlier, but Jacob is there to be slowing down the play and just also wait for his teammate to be coming all the way back. It's gonna be Azer with a pre-flip to put the ball in the corner, leaving it all for his teammate, and now it's gonna be Sarlo just denying that counter attack, and it's gonna be a bounce up the corner. Now Fritzo is there to put the ball in, and they manage to tie up the game. The speed in those aerials, like from both sides, it's really makes the series very enjoyable to watch. And Fritzo is there to respond back. It just, I was speaking of how Kulenovići are getting beat to those aerials, and right now we're seeing the exact opposite. So I'm already liking the series. I'm already liking how close it's already getting like, and it's gonna be a very unpredictable series. Like you said earlier, just both have pros and cons. Right now we're still tied up. It's gonna be Jacob on the clear. Fritzo still able to win the 50, though just barely having any kind of boost to get that extra push as he uses his flip on the 50. Now Starlord with a beautiful placement, putting it all the way far post. There's no way he could be saving that one. Jacob, he just went on his way to be grabbing the full boost pad, but he just realized that it was way too late. But for Starlord, that was a really good accuracy to put the ball in a very accurate spot where it's just gonna be impossible to be making the save. He saw that the last defender went for boost over ball, and that was a perfect situation. And a perfect situation for Kulenovići, of course, not for Vicious. At this kind of level, you don't really expect boost over ball a lot. But as it happened, they just got immediately punished for it, and now Seno just putting the ball in, even though there was like a defender trying to clear the ball away, yet he wasn't able to get the touch, and it was Azer. He just tried his best, but again, just like nobody was in the ground who was like, it's gonna be easier for you to be getting a clear done, but it seems like he tried his best, but couldn't really get anything done, and that was very unfortunate for Vicious. As of now, it is 2 goals lead for Kulenovići, and we're halfway there. Starlord just getting a demo from the midfield, just already created a lot of space. I thought that wasn't really that much of a big deal, but it definitely did a lot. He just, after Senna went for the aerial, he just really expects somebody else to be rotating back and just maybe violently to be just rushing a challenge, because knowing that there will be another player to be rotating all the way back, that is just really impressive from Kulenovići right now. Starlord just already putting the ball on the backboard, and just again the team fails to clear the ball, but they couldn't really punish them for that kind of mistake, so we're still saying 4-1 right now. We have almost 2 minutes. We're still about to see a lot of great plays. Sure, the game is still not really over, but for Vicious, they really need to be step this one up, as they managed to keep the game very close. Earlier, a beautiful double tap coming from Jacob. That angle was just insane. Maybe this is exactly what they needed. Okay, they might be not really winning this game, but just after like getting these kind of plays, it just really like it's definitely going to be boosting up their confidence as they move on to their next 2 games. So that was a really good play from Jacob. They're still down by 2 goals. We still have 1 minute and 30 seconds. It looks like they're gonna be speeding up their offensive play, as that seems to be like their only choice right now. Really good shot from Ezer. It was on target, but it's gonna be denied by Fritzo. And Jacob once again looking for another double tap, but this one's gonna be cleared so early. Now Ezer just leaving the ball for his teammates. It's gonna be Ezer once again, just trying to have this kind of transition. And Jacob is ready to take the shot of the wall. They are definitely stepping up their offense and just trying to be as fast as possible. So they either take this game or just give it their best shot, basically. The last 30 seconds right now. And the team is still down by 2 goals. An accidental touch that's going to be leading maybe to an accidental pass for Sino, but he was still getting blocked. And the team is playing really fast right now, so this is really good. And I think we should have seen that a lot earlier. This team seems like they are really able to be playing really fast, but I don't know, maybe they just seem like they lacked of confidence earlier, but hopefully in the next games it's going to be getting way better, and it's going to be an own goal at the last seconds of the game. So Azer, he just had to relax there. He just didn't really have to do anything else. It was all from Sino, but still just 1 goal difference. That could have been a disastrous moment for Kulenovići if they managed to tie up the game and send this to be an overtime. But right now we're seeing really good offense and adaptability from Vicious. Except for that, we haven't really seen him playing like that in the previous games or even the early start from game 2. So I'm really hoping to see a fast gameplay like this from Vicious. They really managed to do very well, and just maybe less pre-jumps, I would say, because it is very risky. Like it's so easy to be putting yourself out of position, like when you just go for these pre-jumps. Okay, you done it like maybe once or twice. They have been working for you, but like doing it over and over again at this level, it's definitely not going to be staying the same anymore. But right now, just Kulenovići, they already got 2 on the series, so their only way is like to end up with a draw, and hopefully we're gonna see that from the kind of adaptability that Vicious is showing right now. So it still might be possible for them to walk away with a draw, but it just Kulenovići, they also seem to like they're not stepping down. They're looking really consistent in the offense, and also they are able to keep the pressure going for so long until there would be a mistake. And one thing is that I would really like not to see about Vicious is that they would stop just going for boosts over ball. We have seen them getting caught twice in the defense, and at this level I don't really expect to have these kind of rookie mistakes, so you really want to pay attention to where the ball is as you just rotate back and you want to grab the full boost pad. And right now we're starting with another game with a lot of pressure going on from Kulenovići, but Vicious are doing a really good job at handling this kind of situation, so they're doing a really good job at staying alive and also keeping up with the boost management that's going to be helping them to get those clears and saves going. And they finally get some kind of transition going. And Valenji, the really impressive shot, but still couldn't really put it on target though. It was just so close, few pixels away to be the first goal for Vicious in game number 3. Now Fritzo. Just again, we're seeing really good defense from Vicious right now. Hopefully, the way they just played really fast, it's really showed them that they're able to do it, except for that they just maybe lacked of confidence, or maybe they just had to change something about their playstyle, which is doing already a huge favor for Vicious, even though they didn't really win the previous game, but at the end, we definitely saw a huge improvement when it comes to ball control and also their adaptability skills. Now Jacob just kind of stuck in 1v1 situation. Still able to handle this very clearly and like didn't really panic, so this is really good. Their defense is still holding up very well. And now it's gonna be a shot from Sino, but still Jacob. They almost conceded an open net right there, but there was still quick TV rotating all the way back. That was a huge opening for Kulenovići to just go ahead and have a free shot, basically. Now Starlord. And we're halfway into the game. We're still scoreless from both sides. It's gonna be a shot from Fritzo. Just almost put the ball in top corner. It's kind of strange as I was speaking of how we are scoreless, and there was Fritzo for the shot, and I was like, alright, there's gonna be a moment for me to say as I speak of it, and I'm not sure if my community is also watching the stream right now, because they know how much I get to say as I speak a lot, because the caster jinx or the caster curse is very real, and they definitely relate to what I'm saying right now. I'm not really sure if they're watching this right now, but hopefully they're not watching this, because they're gonna be making fun of me. We still have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. We're still scoreless. Really good control from both sides. It just, the forces are like very equal when it comes to offense and defense as well. This is really good from both sides. It is definitely building up the tension, and like, it's really showing how the series could have gone either ways. But right now, we just, their only hope is to walk away with the draw. And I'm already liking how Vicious is playing. Like, this is definitely one of the best teams I have seen when it comes to adaptabilities. Like, they're able to change their playstyle without having to change way too much. And they're also, it's like, it's still the same team playing. We're not seeing a huge change in playstyle, but they're just being really speedy. They're like covering almost every spot in the field. And the last 80 seconds, it seems like we're gonna be moving to an overtime. Jacob. Maybe just trying to go for an air dribble right there. It's gonna be Cellord almost finding the second touch of the wall. That would have been so nice for Kulenovići. Now Jacob is there for the shot and finally breaking the silence at the last 12 seconds. The adaptability, like, everything just finally pays off for Vicious. And now they just need to hold into that one goal. We're still having 12 seconds, so things still could go either way. And we're beginning the final countdown. The ball's still alive, but it's gonna be Fritzo trying to control it. But Vicious, they finally take a win, and that was impressive playstyle from Vicious. I honestly didn't expect that they would be shifting up the momentum like this. And the way they're like speeding up everything, I think the way how they were desperate in the previous game for a goal, where it just really made them to be pushing out of their, I would say, safe zone or something like that. It just really made them uh, more aware of that. They're able to be playing a lot faster than they did previously, and they're still able to keep up with the rotation. So this is really impressive. It is just one goal game for sure, but still that was a very important win for Vicious. And now they just need to do it one more time in Game 4 against Kulenovići, and that's going to be a draw at least for Vicious. Also, the shots percentage is just looking very close as well. So we're not seeing like poor performance from one side and like good performance from one side. So we're seeing like both like equally good teams playing against each others, and honestly didn't expect the series to be this entertaining. So we're about to find out what's going to be happening in game number 4. But right now we're just gonna have to recreate the game because it's causing some issues for some players to be joining back. It's not gonna be a long break for sure. just gonna be a couple of seconds as we just ensure that everybody else is also ready to be playing. And the players, everybody's there, so we're about to start game 4 right now, and hopefully the momentum gonna be staying for Vicious. Not trying to sound biased right there, like hoping for Vicious, but just I'm really hoping to see the adaptability gonna be staying. And you guys have seen how close the game was in the previous games, so it was definitely enjoyable. And I'm sure that everybody else who's watching the stream right now would definitely agree with what I'm trying to say. And Violent G almost caught off guard. They just almost had to concede a goal right in the beginning. And that was a very important game for them. So they really can't risk to make any kind of mistakes like that. It was a crucial touch. Almost led to a goal, and now Violent G with a shot couldn't really put it on target, and now Jacob is there to finish it off. And just once again, the offense just backfires really hard at Kulenovići. We've seen this just like in the previous game where it just had their pressure early going on. It just like led to a booming clear that just led to a goal at the opposing team. So sometimes it really happens, and especially like in 1v1, this happens a lot. Every time you just get to shoot the ball at your opponent will be saving it, or just maybe you end up missing the ball, like not really putting the ball on target, and that's gonna be a moment for you where you get to concede a goal and just like you just have nothing else to wish for besides them to be maybe missing, or like messing up on the way how they are controlling the ball on their transition to not to score an open net. But right now it's very rare to see in 3v3 or like maybe even in 2v2, but it just happened once again here in game 4, and it happened for Vicious favor. Now Jacob trying to get to 50, even though just barely getting boost, yet he's still refusing to let go of the ball. And you really got to give a lot of credits for Jacob. It just look really calm in almost every situation. It is definitely also helping his team to stay calm and confident as well, even though they were like losing in the beginning. If you have a teammate who is looking really calm and just able to stay positive, this is a big factor for you, definitely. It's gonna be Sinov and Ezor getting bumped on the way, just delaying the rotation as well for Vicious. Now they just need to hold into that 1-goal lead, but they still need to find a way to secure. It's gonna be a shot from Ezor, couldn't really finish it off, but once again Jacob is there for the cleanup. Their offensive rotation couldn't look any more clean than this. Every time if it's gonna be a miss, there is always somebody so close to the ball. They're just able to put the ball in and just beating every defender who's just even so close to it. So that was very impressive from Jacob. He just looking really calm, and definitely the MVP, I would say, for Vicious through the entire series. Now Kulenovići are down by 2 goals. It's gonna be a center from the corner. Now Star-Lord putting this high, just going for a solo play. It was out of reach, couldn't really get anything done. And now Fretzo is there to keep on the pressure. And it's gonna be Sino getting blocked immediately. But the ball is still staying in the blue side for now. And it finally breaks through, but still Sino is there to send it all the way back once again. It's gonna be Fretzo is there for the shot and a very interesting follow-up as he just lands on the ground. And that's gonna be the first goal for Kulenovići. I'm really liking how the pressure just kept building up so fast for Kulenovići, even though the ball got cleared a few seconds ago. It just Sino is there for such a booming clear to send it back to the blue side, and finally they get a goal on the board. And right now still they have plenty of time remaining. They got 1 minute and a half. Now Starlord trying to keep on carrying the ball. Now it's gonna be Sino once again. This guy has been involved in so many important plays and finally shows up again. And that's gonna be resulting in a tie game in game 4. And Vicious, they had 2 goals lead and now it's just completely a tie game. It could definitely go either ways for Vicious. They really need to walk away with a draw. But for Kulenovići, they're just trying to get 3-1 at least on the series. Now the nerves could be the moment where the nerves might be building up for Vicious. But as long as they just going for those pre-jumps already, it really shows how the team is still looking confident even though they lost their lead, but still haven't really lost their hope or like even lost their mindset yet. A very awkward situation for Vicious. They managed to get away with it though. It's gonna be Jacob sending the ball to the corner. It's gonna be Starlord. A little bit of a mistouch, and everybody from Vicious is just trying to play it really safe in the offense. They're trying not to overcommit. And you see Starlord almost getting a bump on Azer, who was the last defender from Vicious. They just dodged a bullet, or maybe even 2 bullets in a row. So we might be seeing an overtime in game 4. Now Valenji, or maybe Jacob is there to receive the pass, but we're definitely going to be moving to an overtime in just 1 goal. That's going to be deciding it once and for all. So for Kulenovići, it's going to be a game where they're going to be having 3-1 in the series, but for Vicious, they're going to be walking away with a draw. And I think that's their only hope for now. Starlord trying to have a center ball. It's going to be Fretzo as a third demand. It's going to be Azer, just so quick to send the ball back to the orange side. And Jacob just looking for the read. He gets a touch he needed, but just couldn't really put this on target. And a bit of misread coming from Azer on the wall. And already somebody getting demolished in the defense just already created a lot of gaps for Vicious. And Fretzo just once again is there to punish. The team is not giving up, and that was a 3-1 for Kulenovići, but you really gotta give some credits for Vicious, the way they have adapted and also the way how they played. It was incredible, but it just didn't seem to be enough. Congrats for Kulenovići for just walking away with a victory 3-1 against Vicious. Another game where it was just 1 goal difference.